Whew, boy, what is up? Here's your boy Slumpenstein. I'm coming at you guys with a new video. And as you guys know, the 2v2 alpha for Call of Duty Modern Warfare hit the PS4 this last weekend. It actually hit it a day early on last Thursday. And I just want to give you guys my review and my thoughts on what it was like. Okay, so there are a lot more positive than there is negative, but there is definitely some negatives in my opinion. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start off with just get all the bad, get all the negative out of the way up front. So the first thing is the time to kill, which is something that everybody has talked about. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be, an issue only in the gunfight mode, which is the 2v2, or if it is the same time to kill for multiplayer. I noticed that you have 100 health, and I'm pretty sure that other Call of Duty games, they give you 150 health. So I don't know if it's just 100 health in this, and then you get 150 health in multiplayer, but that remains to be seen. But I will say that the time to kill in gunfight is a little bit too fast. There's times where you can shoot somebody one time. There's times where you can, maybe two tap somebody with a 45 pistol. It just seems a little bit fast. And for people that aren't used to playing that fast of a gameplay type, if they're not used to playing, maybe it almost seems as fast as hardcore. You know what I mean? And not everybody likes hardcore, and that's why not everybody plays it. I don't particularly have a problem with hardcore, but in a mode like this, I think that the time to kill should be a little bit longer. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the mini map. The lack of a mini map is going to be a problem. It gives you a sense of being lost while you're playing, or kind of just wandering around. You're hearing gunshots, and you just. I was able to kind of adapt to it, but it just gave me a weird feeling while I was playing, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that at all. I have a feeling that they're going to get a lot of feedback about that in this beta coming up next month, and that's going to change. I really think that it will. I just don't see a lot of people liking that. You know what I mean? So the mini map thing, I'm not a fan of it. I can adjust to it and do what I have to do, I guess, if that makes it to the final game. But if not, it doesn't really bode well for me. Next thing we're going to talk about is the spawning. And this is kind of in conjunction with another thing that is a negative to me and a positive on some maps. Some maps are designed very poorly. And I don't remember the names of them, unfortunately. Excuse me. I don't remember the names of them, unfortunately, but there's some of the maps that are designed so poorly that the sight lines, when you spawn in, it doesn't make for a very fun game. You might take a step left, take a step right, and you're dead. You just have somebody, it's basically whoever loads in and can get to this point right here the fastest, because they have to either walk this way or that way. And I just don't, that doesn't really bode well for me. And like I said, I don't remember the name of it. It was two maps that I wasn't, very fond of for that particular reason. But there was also the rest of the maps were really, really well designed and, very well thought out. I can appreciate the different levels that they have in the maps and different ways to maneuver through them. So, like I said, some of the maps are designed in a way where I don't really like it. Promotes, spawn killing is at an all-time high on some of them. But those are things that can be fixed just by placing a box somewhere, or other things like that. And that's why you have alpha testing, that's why you have beta testing, so on and so forth. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about that's a negative is the sniper classes. When you get spawned in on Gunfight, you are spawned in with a randomized class. I think they're randomized, maybe they're not, because I was getting, you get the same class pretty often. But, they have these sniper classes with the secondary as a submachine gun, and I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of putting a sniper in there if you're just going to get somebody that, also the option to use a submachine gun. If you're going to try to promote, diversity in the guns and the classes, just make a sniper class with a pistol, and that will, I feel like that is better than having a sniper class with a submachine gun as a secondary. But enough of the negative talk. We're moving on to the positive. And the first positive anyway, that I'm going to talk about are the guns. The guns in this game so far have been phenomenal. My favorite being the MP5, but my favorite has always been the MP5. Like I said, the guns in this game have been phenomenal thus far. And the look and the feel of them, the way they react when you shoot them, the reload animations, everything. I'm loving it. That's one thing that is very important for me personally in Call of Duty games, is the variety in guns, and being able to use different guns and feeling like you want to switch and use a different gun and not use the same gun over and over and over again because you don't like any of the other ones because there's no variety. Second positive is the slower pacing of the game. It's slower pacing like other Modern Warfare titles. You're not going to run around and, people are still trying to jump shoot, but it's not really as effective as in Black Ops 4. Yeah, I just like the more slower pace, more methodical, more thought out movement, more tactical movements that this game brings to the table. And another thing is the mounting aspect, or the mounting mechanic in the game. I didn't think that I was gonna like it actually, but it's not as campy or OP as I thought it was going to be, because it actually limits your movement a lot, and it's very slow going in and coming out of it. So it's not as, I don't know. I don't feel like people are going to use it in the ways that I was thinking that they were going to use it in. So I actually am a fan of it. So thumbs up for that one, because that was one of the things I was very worried about. Next thing that I want to talk about was the graphics and the sound. The graphics in this alpha were amazing, and I was just playing it on an Xbox One S, not Xbox One S, PS4 Slim, on a 4K TV, and it looked really, really, really great. It really did. And this is coming from somebody that I don't need the best of the best graphics, but when they're there, I adore them. And it looks a lot better than Black Ops 4 does, even though it's two different types of graphic styles that they're going for, and two different engines. But the graphics looked amazing. The particle effects, the way that the animations, the way to the ragdoll effects, all of it seems a lot more fine-tuned in this title so far. And the sound, it sounds amazing. Playing with a headset and hearing everything, and hearing the detail in which the cocks of the guns, and the reloads, and the firing, and the footsteps and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really nice to hear, and it makes it a lot easier to know where somebody is. And I feel like they may have paid more attention to that because of the lack of a mini-map, but still need a mini-map. Another thing that I noticed, that this being an alpha, didn't experience any connection interruptions. I don't think I ever lagged. Don't think I ever lagged out of a game. It was all very smooth sailing, and I played a lot of it. I played quite a bit of this. So that's a thumbs up. Usually alphas or betas have some problems, and this one didn't. And the last positive that I'm going to talk about are the overtime rules. Overtime rules, I really like it. It basically counts down, and once overtime hits, they put a flag at a designated spot on the map, usually it's somewhere in the middle, and you have to go there and cap it to prevent people from camping out the time. Because if you have more health at the end of the round, then you win. So, but I like that mechanic. It gives you a different way to win the round, even if you're not ahead in kills or whatever. But that is the negatives and the positives of this alpha test. I'm liking the way that it's going. I cannot wait for the full multiplayer beta. I believe that launches on September 12th. Do not quote me. That's probably wrong. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of this alpha test. I keep wanting to say beta test because it just rolls off the tongue, but I have to catch myself and say alpha. But yeah, let me know what you liked in particular down below. Let me know what you didn't like, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.